Hello, everybody. Thank you for clicking on. It is Doofus After Dark on the American Doofus channel, the 30th day of the first month of the 23rd year of the 21st century. And thank you again for clicking on a balmy, no, actually, it is a crisp 21 degrees where I am, and I hope you're in a warmer location, but if not, bundle up because it's going to get worse. And we'll touch on that coming up. We're going to look at the weather coming up. Hi, Katrina. Yes, it is the month of January went by pretty quickly, and we may see the same thing for February. I'm going to do a little something here for our introductory segment. Normally, I just play something right out of the queue, but I wanted to explain it a little bit in hopes that if YouTube, if you are auditors listening, if you are YouTube AI listening, if you are YouTube Analytics listening, what I'm about to play is not the Allman Brothers. So please do not copyright what I'm about to play. It is a rendition of an Allman Brothers song. If you listen closely to the song, there's no keyboard. There's only one drummer. There's no side fill there's no side fill guitar backing dual leads or anything like that. It is our rendition of the song. So I ask that you please do not copyright our introduction for tonight. Oh, can you hear that in the chat? Give me a 1 or a thumbs up or something if you can hear that, please. No? Okay. All right. Hang on. It's a shame you can't because it's really, really good. Even though I'm part of it. But actually, I'm on the song before I was going to play. Let's see, how can we do this? Let's try this. Let's see if I do this. And let's see if this, come on now, hold on. Yes, I know it is sharing. Can you hear that? Okay, I got to figure out how to do that. It worked before. No. Okay, all right. I wonder why. Wonder why it's not. Why it didn't play. Because I played them. What you would have heard and what you will hear at some point is a couple of cover songs. One by the Beatles, Can't Buy Me Love, and one by the Allman Brothers, Whipping Post. And for some reason, they're not coming through. And I did the exact same thing on New Year's Eve. The pre-show to New Year's Eve, I played some of our original songs, and for some reason they came through, and what I'm trying to do did not, and I'm not sure why. But anyway, I'll try again at the end. Try a couple of things at the end. Let me get off of this. There we go. All right, hop over to the chat for a second. Hi, Max Smith, Jungle Jane. Love one another. Always be kind. Shelly G. Thank you all for being here. Lori Arnold. VG. Bad Boy Aries. LaPrue, thank you for being here. Katrina. And the waves. Yes, you could hear me, but you couldn't hear the music I was playing. And I'm not sure why. I would have thought, because it sounds really good through the headphones, through the earphones. Like I said, at the end, if nothing else, I'll just, I'll pop it out and see if we can do it from the speakers through the mic. Even though it won't sound as good, you'll still get an idea. Am I missing anybody as I run down through the peace, love, and unity? Thank you for being here. Hi, Sissy. Loves wood heat. It is icy. It is icy here, as I said. Well, now it's 20 degrees. When we started, it was 21. I just looked back down at the... I just looked back down at the, there we go, at the bottom of the screen. And hi, Susan Knox, cry, 96 tears. Hi, Laura. And I don't know what the deal is here. Something's touchy with my chat. There we go. The same thing happened the other night. My chat just all of a sudden disappeared. Nathan Brown, how are you? 24 in Texas, according to Lori Arnold. Reed Timmer, loves wood heat. I was watching Reed earlier today too. He's like, he had a poll up. Where should I go watch the ice storm come in? Nathan Brown, thank you for being here. Thank you all for being here. And let's get to it, and let's start out with some weather since we couldn't start out with some music. I'm pretty certain this will work, but just to be sure. All right, let me help. There we go. It is working. So we can start. We're going to start out with a brief word from the internet weatherman himself, Ryan Hall, y'all.
There's a lot of them. This is the latest from the National Weather Service. Everybody in the pink down here in Texas is under a winter storm warning. And then look at that. We got a little bit of purple down here in Tennessee, northern Mississippi, and parts of Arkansas. That's an ice storm warning, and I think that's actually going to expand as we go into the future. And then we've got a lot of winter weather advisories that go all the way up into Kentucky, West Virginia, and Ohio. Don't waste any time, and let's get to business here and take a look at that future radar.
Hey, pal. They also go into Indiana and Illinois, all right? Just saying, in Ohio, okay, we acknowledge that, but what's the deal about Indiana and Illinois? Asking for some friends.
And see what we could be looking at as we go into the future. Okay, here's the latest HRRR model. This is what the radar could look like as we go into tonight and tomorrow and the next day. Just a quick debrief here. This green is going to be rain. The pinks are going to be freezing rain and sleet. And then the blue is snow. So around 3 p.m. today, this is a snapshot of what we could be looking at. Some snow out here in the Four Corners region. bit of rain down here in the southwest, rain in southeastern Texas, and then some snow up here in Ohio. But look, this is what's actually concerning. This is what's going to be causing most of our problems. Some of this freezing rain out here in Oklahoma, Arkansas, Missouri, and even in and around the DFW area. Let's push this forward and watch what happens here. That precipitation gets a little bit more intense as it gets into northeastern Arkansas, even up here into the Boot Heel of Missouri, up here around western Kentucky. We are going to see freezing rain. Look at all this heavier rain down here near Pine Bluff that's moving up into colder air and then freezing on impact. This is going to cause all kinds of problems out here, but this isn't even the biggest wave, okay? We're going to see that move into Memphis around 1 a.m. tonight. Louisville, Kentucky could be seeing some conditions around that same time. We're going to see some snow out from Pittsburgh down back through Cincinnati, but be really brief. It might snow heavily, but it's not going to last very long. But watch what happens here as I push.
Got Ryan Hall, y'all, for the extended forecast. It's going to get colder. There's going to be more snow coming in certain areas, and again another line of the ice and freezing rain, which is the absolute worst. The ice and the freezing rain. You know, just a quarter inch of ice can bring down tree limbs, which of course bring down power lines, which knock out power, and also quarter-inch ice on the streets, awfully hard to get up. That's why they're out there salting ahead of time usually. But anyway, I hope wherever you are, it is warm and toasty, and if not, find somebody to snuggle with and get warm and toasty, because we are heading into the news. And we start out with story, the Tyreek Nichols. There has been a 6th Memphis police officer relieved of duty.
A police spokeswoman says that a 6th Memphis police officer has now been let go because of his involvement in and arrest of Tyre Nichols. Officer Preston Hemphill was relieved of duty shortly after the incident, but police didn't disclose Hemphill's role in the arrest. Authorities say 2 Memphis EMTs and 2 county sheriff's deputies were also pulled from duty pending the outcomes of investigations. And according to the district attorney who's handling this whole case, more charges could be coming down soon too. A funeral will be held this Wednesday for Tyre Nichols. The police spokeswoman.
And of course, that has been a major story throughout the United States over the past, since the body cam footage came out, it's one of those things that after you see it, when it gets back in your head, it messes with you a little bit, or at least that's what just happened to me. The story's been in the news for the past few days because of the brutality of the body cam footage, and the black community has handled it admirably. There hasn't been what many anticipated might happen. The word went out from the family that they did not want violence, and they did not want. They wanted a change. They didn't want the same things that had happened in the past, and communities all across the country have not gone out and have not acted in rage when it would be very easily to do so, I imagine, for members in that community. So I'm not sure how they do it sometimes, honestly, with everything that has been dealt with and how it all piles up and keeps piling up. But kudos to the leaders and to the members of the black community for how they have handled all of this thus far, in my opinion. The next story popped up just a little bit ago, and again, Lori Arnold, those of you in the Dallas area, we come back to the same news station.
Say a shooting left people hurt. A 6-year-old child. This happened a little bit before 11:30 this morning on Bonneview Road between Loop 12 and Simpson Stewart Road. It is unclear at this point still what led to that shooting, and according to police, a suspect is not in custody yet. We're also trying to determine how serious the victim's injuries are. We do know that the child who was shot was hit in the cheek.
Okay. One killed.
Say a shooting.
You know, they're trying to figure out how serious the injuries are while one of them's killed. I'm saying that was fairly serious. So, you know, words matter, especially when you're bringing newscasts. Speaking of which, let's get to our breaking news for the night, and then I will do a couple things and pop back over into the chat. Here's what mainstream is saying. Top stories. Laverne and Shirley actor Cindy Williams has passed away at the age of 75. That comes from AP. That's the Associated Press, not Anarchy Princess. CNN headline: 3 fire personnel are terminated. 2 and other Memphis officers were removed from duty, as we have just seen. New York Times: Biden administration plans to end the COVID public health emergency, and that will come in May. Reuters: suicide bomber kills 59 in Pakistan mosque used by police. Suicide bomber got into the mosque that is called the police line, because that police only go into that mosque to worship. There are 3 separate checkpoints in that mosque and in that line. So it'll be curious. I'm curious anyway how a suicide bomber was able to pull that off. Also from the New York Times, the Manhattan prosecutors began presenting Trump case to the grand jury. That came in 15 minutes ago. 33 minutes ago, the Los Angeles Times, a man who drove his family off a California cliff has been charged with attempted murder. And that is the headlines according to the mainstream. And I got one other thing. Actually, I got a couple other things I want to touch on real quick. Russia's war in Ukraine. I talk a lot about this. I heard 2 words that I'm not supposed to be saying. But I want to draw attention to this. That Ukraine warns it cannot defend against Iranian ballistic missiles. Why is that a problem? Well, because Iran is sending a lot of ammunition to Russia. You can pretty much determine something. Some might say you would say that there is an alliance. Nothing formally declared, but Iran is sending drones and a lot of munitions to Russia. Why does that matter? Saturday night, I got word that there was a coordinated attack inside Iran, and it had been launched by drones, and that these drones were Israeli drones. That is starting to leak out, or starting to get out, or the mainstream starting to touch on, what's happened, or I assume they should be, because it's 48 hours later. I got word probably 4 hours ago that the Iranian defense headquarters had been bombed. So you'll probably hear that come out in the next 48 hours, I'm guessing, is if it comes out at all, because connecting dots between Iran and Russia, connecting dots between Israel attacking Iran. Iran counterattacks Israel's allies. Do not think that there are not sleeper cells within many countries, including our own. And again, I'm just connecting dots with what's going on in the world at the moment. So, and again, my source is really good. My Israeli sources are really good. I'm confident that you will hear at some point through some source of media that the Iranian defense headquarters has been bombed. There was another shooting that just that also happened today. This was in Lakeland, Florida. Officers and detectives with the Lakeland Police Department currently investigating a shooting with multiple victims. The media update will be live streamed on their Facebook. Okay. All right. So again, just a couple other things I wanted to touch on before we get to our thing for tonight, and I'll hop over into the chat for a little bit here and say hi. Hello, Tanya. How are you? Thank you for being here tonight. Again, thank you all for clicking on, whether you're watching live or whether you're watching a replay of this. Thank you for watching. Thank you especially for those that are in the chat and keep that flowing and entertaining. Pam from customer service, my vote each and every month for the Wells Fargo Employee of the Month. Hi, Lisa Hurley. Patricia, Iran threatens Ukraine and suspects that it was behind the Israeli attack on the weapons factory. There's been talk in the geopolitical fields for a while now about the alliance between Russia, Iran, China, North Korea. Actually, North Korea wasn't in it. It was an African nation, I believe. Anyway, we are probably going, and tomorrow night, since I'm talking about it, I'll go ahead and tease a little bit. Tomorrow night we do science and faith. And during the science part, I'm going to show a simulation, an artificial intelligence computer simulation of that somebody has shared that what could possibly happen if a couple of key dominoes fall certain ways. So, as you know, if you watch this show for a while, we keep track of these things. When things start to heat up, we start to tune back in and let you know as much as we can about what's going on. There are times that I get told some things and it's like, hey, hold on to this for just a little bit. And that's why we get restreamed internationally, in case you're wondering. Hello, Jeff. Shelley G, the news says the past few days drone attacks in Iran. Okay, so they are reporting it. Cool. All right. Mirror, mirror. Again, one of my favorite all-time creators. Mirror, mirror. Yeah. You can figure out who Mirror, mirror is. If you know, she's one of my all-time favorite creators. Chodeens, yeah, I haven't seen you around. I've been around a little here and there. Awesome, good to see you again. Leproux, Oman wasn't. Oman is a country of concern. It wasn't one of the ones that. It wasn't one of the ones that was because it spelled out a thing like NATO, you know. Anyway, you guys hear about the Tyree case? Yes, yes, G. Abbott, thank you for bringing that up. One of the cops may have known him. Involves in connection with a baby mama, an ex relationship that that worked at the same place. Potentially, it's all still under investigation. I caught a little bit of an incredible live stream that was being restreamed by Telescope, and it was a police officer that was doing the actual stream. And again, Telescope was restreaming it, and he was going through it very diligently. He's a police officer and also a member of the black community. He was going through it very diligently, and he kept saying, "This looks personal. This looks personal." And when somebody's got that experience, you yield to it. You don't go, "Oh, what the hell's he know?" No. You see somebody talking like that, you give them your ears. Doesn't mean you automatically agree with anything and everything they say, but it gives them credence, it gives them credibility, and he reiterated after all the stuff he's seen on the force, the way everything was handled from coming to the car with guns drawn, from opening the door, dragging him out, not even saying license and registration or telling him what he had done. So yeah, I would not be surprised at all if there was a personal thread to this story, so to speak. Now, why does that matter? It matters greatly, because if there is a personal thread, a personal tie, a personal link, whatever term you want to use, then this is premeditated. And this isn't just involuntary homicide. This isn't police, this isn't police brutality. This is a conspiracy to commit murder one, abuse of police authorities. If the far right wing is probably looking for some kind of tie to devalue, for lack of a better term, the meaning of what has actually happened. But in reality, if there is a connection, then this is just that much worse for this case and for police departments all around the country. I try not to tell people what to think or how to think. I try to show you things, point you in directions, and hope people think. But so many people can't. We need more big picture thinkers. we need more big picture thinkers. We need more long range. We need more critical thinkers. We need more thinking. In my opinion, but what do I know? I'm a doofus. Mike D, hello there. Yeah, I think you're right. I think there will be more charges. Hello, hot mess. And again, G Abbott, thank you for being here. Yeah, Lisa, it makes my stomach turn. I watched the whole thing the first time. And I haven't watched clips of it since, except for on Telescope's channel that morning. And again, I would assume he still has that up because the power in that. But somebody's got to know who the guy is and have a link, And if you do, if you know who it is and you have a link, if you take a minute and drop it in the comments after we're done with the video, so that everybody that wants to see that breakdown that hasn't seen it. It was smooth something, I'm thinking. Yeah, if somebody knows the website. Hi, Pooh Scissors. Oh, hey, G. Abbott, thanks for all you do. Yes, Lisa Hurley. Yeah. Yeah, when, those of us that were around during the Rodney King, we all thought, we're never, ever going to see anything as bad as that. This came out, and one of the first things that was said right after the family, and I think Ben Crump, the attorney, I think he was with the family, and it might have been Ben Crump that said it, was that this is worse than Rodney King. And, well, of course, Rodney King survived. But it was inhumane. It was inhumane. And the way the videos were presented, so that at the end you see them trying to get their stories together. Hey, he went for my gun. Y'all saw him, right? No, the cameras were on. Anyway, word on the street was he was seeing one of the exes of one of the five. Yeah, that's been a buzz around for a lot of the day. Yeah, yeah, Troll Central. I covered my eyes. I turned my head. I held my stomach. Oh, yeah. A math problem? Are we having math problems now? Oh, wait, okay, you guys are talking with each other. Cool. I was going to say, Thursday is game night generally. That's when we do anything even close to problems. I do have some good news coming up here. One Thursday night before too long, I've got a friend, the guy that played drums, and one of the guitar players on the music I was trying to get out. They were at a festival that probably most of you didn't know even happened, despite the lineup of of musicians that were there and played. And I found a little bit of footage from that festival, and he's going to be here with us and talk to us about that weekend. We're going to do that coming up here one of the Thursdays, not this coming Thursday, I don't think, but pretty soon. So that will be something just a little bit different. Yeah, Lori, if you haven't seen it and you're squeamish, don't watch it. But if you do want to watch it through. It might have been Rooster Doll that had the link for the stream that Telly restreamed. But if you're going to watch it and you haven't yet, I would advise you watch it with that guy explaining to you what's going on. Um, yeah, evil exists in all walks of life, in all professions. Absolutely does. And you know, at times like this, it's hard to think that there are good cops, because too many times they have to stand by. And if they stand by, are they really a good cop? You know, all the debates that happen and need to happen and are justified to happen. Okay, but that's just not what this is particularly about. Policing has changed an awful lot in the time I've been on this planet, and I've got some friends that were involved in law enforcement, and I have reached out, and I am trying to put together either a panel or a couple of interviews with a couple of people that are retired from law enforcement, and just talk about it from their perspective. And if you happen to be watching and you're current law enforcement and you want to come on and talk, I will gladly set something up for you. Them five are going to jail for a long time. Yeah, Charlie. Police are humans on pedestals. Yes. Yeah, and sometimes they forget that you get knocked off of pedestals. I'm not saying do it. I'm saying sometimes they forget that if people put you on a pedestal, they also knock you off a pedestal. That happens to everybody. That happens to entertainers, politicians. You know, you get put on a pedestal. The higher that pedestal is, the harder the fall is when it comes, and it will come because they'll take you down too if they put you up. Just something to think about. I think you're right, Sassy. I think there will be more than 5 going to prison. Okay, I've got something here. We haven't talked on it. We haven't spoke about it throughout the evening, I don't think. But the 1776 and opposition thing has been going on for quite a while. And I really started following it shortly after it became 1776. Again, I've talked about this before. I saw an article and used it in one of the episodes that somebody that I came to know was David Rydell making a statement about taking over the remnants of the convoy. From that moment on, I started paying closer attention and closer and closer and closer attention until at times I became part of the story unintentionally. But with all that said, I'm going to go back tonight and show you the very first time I talked about any of this and brought it to the people's attention that watched the program. And the title of this, let's see, when does it say exactly when it was? It just says 8 months ago. Okay. And again, I was using Restream back then, but not the professional version. This was the first mention I made formally as far as doing a segment about what would become an incredibly fascinating story over this past year. Whoa, 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 whoa. Why is up here? I hope this isn't coming on the screen.
Watch what happens here.
We will watch this again.
Watch this. You see the paint on.
Okay, hello everybody. What we've been watching here is the first altercation between Black Bloc Antifa and the People's Convoy just outside Portland, Oregon. Shots fired there. The people on the bridge, 5 people on the bridge. They were throwing rocks. They were throwing paint. A very, very dangerous and not made any better by 2 people getting out, taking the law into their own hands and firing at the Antifa. Now, Antifa showed up yesterday afternoon at a rally for a Republican gubernatorial candidate in Oregon, and here's what happened.
Well, we're just here to support our candidate for governor, and a group of goons showed up throwing fireworks and paint bombs at us. Welcome to Portland. Probably going to need to buy a new jacket.
About 12 of the Black Bloc Antifa showed up again. As the gentleman said, they were using smoke bombs and to try to distract from the small Republican rally for the gubernatorial candidate there. Now, why does all this matter? Why are we bringing all this up? Because it's almost 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 12:30-ish p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and at 1 p.m. Pacific Time now, there's going to be Antifa, an anarchist May Day celebration, and it's going to be at Laurelhurst Park in Portland area at 1 p.m. Pacific Time, and they are anticipating a large number of Black Bloc Antifa. Again, we saw about a half a dozen on the overpass, about a dozen downtown yesterday, and then they are gathering at this park at 1 p.m. Pacific Time. I bring it up because I'm anticipating that there will be violence in Portland this afternoon. Unnecessary violence. It seems from both sides will be in this park, and we'll be monitoring it. We may be back on later on with a live broadcast this afternoon. The ex-president of the United States is speaking today in Nebraska at a rally that got canceled because of tornadoes on Friday. We'll be covering that, and we will be live at 10 p.m. tonight talking about all of this and more. And on. So that's doing 8 months ago, and you can see that the People's Convoy was just a blip at that time. However, the first thing that we did report turned out to be something incredibly significant. And let's. I want to rewatch this again. Yes, somebody. Hang on a second. I was answering my phone. I was talking to a text. Here we go.
Yeah, paint fill bags. Watch what happens here.
Break up the front, guys. Give us time to get back up.
Watch this. You see the paint on the ground?
I'm going to run this back one more time, just the crucial part here. Are there 2 gunshots? Are there 3 gunshots? Are there no gunshots? It was before the horns.
You see the paint on the ground?
Anyway, I found that video searching back through some looking for some other things, and I thought, well, about time to pop that out. It's coming up on the 1-year anniversary of the People's Convoy. And this was our first, as far as this channel, this was our first kind of delve into what happened. And we didn't cover, the rest of the convoy. Again, started keeping a closer eye once it became a different movement. So let me hop back over here into the chat, see what's going on. The pickup would look better with fenders. Troll Central, I said in the initial report that it was 6 Black Bloc Antifa, because that's what I was told in the initial report. In all honesty, y'all, don't tell anybody. I know there's only a couple of us watching. I don't know who shot the video that we saw. It was sent to me in email. It was clipped and sent to me with a headline of you might want to start keeping an eye on these guys, something along those lines. They're shooting from the interstate at overpasses, and so yeah, that's I was the one that said, and it was because that's what was told to me. I was also informed about the other things that Black Bloc had planned for that time back then. Telescope is trolling Red hard right now. Telescope's a good troll. We're going to have the brackets. I'm going to do the brackets. Telescope's got a whole bunch of things going on. He's launched a channel doing marathon streams. He's producing puppetry with Broccoli, and and that's just on here, let alone what's going on in his real life. So I'm going to do the bracket things. I'm still going to do it. It's a good thing Telescope is in one of the 8 that was made an appearance at the mall. Was part of the original very short-lived group called Suicide Squad, because Telescope would be hard to fit in a bracket because he's a top-notch troll. He's in there as a creator. He's in there as a lot of things. So I'm not surprising he's going after Red hard. TPC left Adelanto, California for Hagerstown, Maryland. Okay. I thought I heard 3 shots, Shelley. No, he's not, Telescope. You don't know that. Who knows what's going to happen in that? We haven't even drawn. Ant and AP may end up going against each other in the first round. We haven't drawn them yet. Troll is an OG. Oh, hey, we got some OGs. I'm not an OG, as I just laid out the receipts. I'm not an OG as far as that community, but there's some people that, as far as internet and trolling, you don't want to mess with, and most of them are on this side or that side, or the thing about who they are, and the ones you don't want to mess with, or at least that's where I'm at. I know the ones I don't want to mess with. Why? You know, why? But the great thing is when the big trolls all kind of start getting together, going after something. As far as, relaxing, nonsensical entertainment, all right? I do that here on occasion, okay? It's a news show. It's a news talk show. Think of me as the Johnny Carson of the little tiny portion of the interwebs that we find ourselves on. That's what we do here. We give you the headlines, give you a little bit of stories, maybe something provocative, something thought-provoking. But we like to have fun here too. Y'all favorite hero is here, the mayor of BTM. Again, behind the mirror, BTM, still in existence as a what's the name of that? Discord, a Discord channel, and go check them out. Go check the channel out. I'm still a member there at BTM. Don't go there a lot, as I've explained on here. I stay out of the Discord thing because there's a whole lot of stuff happens there that if I'm not there, I don't get caught up in it. But BTM is still going in Discord, and check their Discord out again. Nathan, yeah, the only thing it really did was cause people to raise money for legal fees that were just so, it was just outlandish. If that's what they were trying to do, they succeeded. They were actually trying to stop anything. Stopping things wasn't supposed to be their intent. Their movement was never about stopping things. Their movement was about supposedly advancing something on their causes. Yeah, so why are they trying to stop other people? I don't know. Thank you, Lynette. And by the way, some people have been asking about, I talk differently on other platforms than I do on my own channel. There's a reason for that. I've got grandkids that sit and watch my shows. I just found out about this recently, and I've just kind of changed the way I talk about things recently on here as well, because my grandkids are now watching, thanks to me having the internet's greatest cartoon, Rooster Doll, on here. They started watching that episode, and one of them watches every one. So they have all forgot causes and become what they fought for. Or maybe they've become what they originally fought against. Yeah, everybody's 100% viewer funded. So far, I'm still hopeful that Jalen and Matt will come through with a motorhome for like a 6-week tour of America. And of course promoting their motorhomes along the way, as well as organizing stops, and that is a joke. You all do understand that. I'm not actually anticipating that happen. Give Sin Go J6 telescope. You want telescope to go to J6? Now that would be content. That would be interesting. Telescope, AP and Ant, all three at J6. Please, if any of you happen to be watching this, do not take what I'm about to say wrong. This is just an observation. My initial thought is, would they be yelling louder at each other than they were the J6ers? I might even have to take I might even have to have that as a wager. I'm sorry. Telescope should go to J6. Hey, you got 3 original Suicide Squad members, none of which are Lori, you might as well fly out and go down there too and make it a 4-corner match. For those of you that know wrestling, championship wrestling. $500, I'll bring an anarchist communist flag and yell into the cell phone during the calls. There you go. The bar has been set. Telly, you going live? You going back live here later tonight? See, we have fun on here. We joke around on here some too, because in all honesty, there's a lot of serious stuff going on, and we're going to be covering all of it. But at the same time, we always have to remember that enjoy these days. We don't know how many days we have as individuals, as a society, as a world, as humanity. We don't know how many days. It could end tomorrow. There could be a big freaking rock heading towards us from space that nobody's seen yet, and all of a sudden pops out of somewhere and whang, There's a comet getting ready to crash into the sun that nobody knew was going to happen until all of a sudden they saw it heading towards the sun out of this shadow. So, hey, enjoy your days. Enjoy your life. Enjoy the peace we have while we have it. And whether you believe it or not, enjoy the prosperity you have while we have it, because things can always get a lot worse. All right, off the apple cart, off the soapbox. I shall. Thanks for your permission to do so, random internet person. I don't know. Yeah, that's what I am. I'm a random internet person that. Yeah, war looming as well. Yeah. The flying spaghetti monster the flying spaghetti monster. Man, it's been a decade or so since I heard that term. That was a huge internet term. Flying spaghetti monster boiled for your sins. I just noticed. By the way, I'm on the old laptop tonight because the new laptop doesn't have a slot to play CDs, and I was trying to do that. But I really don't know why the music isn't coming up. Maybe let me try something else here. If you would, folks. I'm going to try something here. And by the way, I'm still looking at chat, so if you got a question for me or anything. And thank you all for being, thank you all for being civil to each other and having a good chat. And Lipper, you're a computer dude, I mean, yeah. I'm not surprised. Okay, I'm hearing it through my headphones right now. Why is it not? Let me try. I don't want to get a copyright strike, but wow. Let me try over here. I'm going to play just a couple of seconds of this, and this is, it's going to be under 5 seconds, just to see if it comes through. Okay. I'm just going to play it through Windows Media Player and see if it works. Okay, did you all hear that? Did anybody hear anything? I played some yeah, it is. It's overheating. It's getting hot. It does. It sounds like it's about to take off. All right, let me try this way. Let me pull the headphones out and play it. Wait a minute. Let me cue it up first because I don't want to play the whole thing yet anyway. I'm trying to play some music, Cry 96 Tears. What I was going to play at the intro. Let me cue it up. Smoke break, yeah. Okay. Go to about right here. Okay. I'm going to pop the headphones out so it'll come out of the speakers. I don't know how it's going to sound. I need auxiliary speakers to do this right, but I don't have them set up, so let's see what happens. Okay, that's not going to work. All right. Hang on just a second. I'm going to go get the auxiliary speakers. Hang on. We'll try it this way. I don't know, it might backfeed so bad that you can't hear it, but actually this is how I did it New Year's Eve, now that I think back. Let's see. Hang on. There we go. We're back camera-wise anyway. Let me know if you hear this. Now wait a minute. It might come through the... Did you hear that? I'm playing just a touch of music here right now. Let me know if you're hearing this. Thank you, Shelley. Can't buy me love. Love can't buy me love. Yeah, that was part of our version of Can't Buy Me Love by the Beatles. This is Whipping Post. Y'all just go ahead and chat. I'm just going to play this.
Feel feel. Drown myself in sorrow as I look at what you've done. Nothing seems to change, the bad times are the same. I can't run, sometimes I feel. Sometimes I feel like I've been tied to the whipping post. Tied to the whipping post. Tied to the whipping post. Lord, I feel like I'm dying. I'm
Oh, thank you all for indulging me with that. Little Allman Brothers. Our version of the Allman Brothers, as I said in the opening. Two guitar players, me on the bass, and a drummer. So, not anywhere close to recreating the Allman sound. We were just paying tribute. Back in the day, if you posted on BTM, you got instantly banned on every other site. Jim, that's how I found BTM. Was by trying to find out what was actually going on with this, by going through the 1776 streamers and actually getting just told FAFO a lot, never getting an answer to anything, most of the time getting blocked every time I posted. I'm a legitimate journalist with a serious question, most of the time, pew. And that's how I found BTM. It's about what BTM represented. That's exactly right. Yeah, it was what it was about. Some of us are old rockers. I'm an old rocker. What can I say? Yeah, I'm proud. I'm proud of the version of "Can't Buy Me Love" we did. You know, we funked it up, and yeah, I'm proud of that. That was one take. What you heard right there. That was just we turned on the tape player and played Whippin' Post. So yeah. Wasn't cool enough to sit at the lunch table? Mirror, mirror. Over moderation killed live streams. It does. Over moderation kills live streams. You have to have moderation. You can't just go, you know, I mean, you can. If you're a little bitty tiny channel, you can go full tilt, you know, whatever, anything goes, but you've got to have moderation. And chats are key, especially if you're doing extended live streams. You got to have quality chats. I never got why some channels disrespect their chats and yell at their chats and stuff, because chat's what power it. You know, don't tell anybody I told you, but you know, Telescope knows. Chats always win. Chats are what power the streams. You know, that's why a lot of people are here just to chat. You know, and I'm okay with that. I'm happy that they feel like this is a place they can come to chat. You know, getting a Walkman with those headphones was my window into rock music. Lori, you're not alone. A lot of kids in Indiana. I fortunately wasn't. You know, I'm fortunate that I wasn't one of them. I had older sisters and an older brother, so I got some of the, you know, music of the 50s and the 60s, even though, you know, I was a little tiny kid. A lot of people in Indiana, because of religious beliefs, couldn't listen to rock and roll music. My great uncle was the governor of Indiana, Matt Welsh. That's one of the reasons I was successful in politics, is because politics is a lot about name recognition. Anyway, he banned Louie Louie from Indiana radio back in like 1961, 61, somewhere 62 maybe. But yeah, he banned Louie Louie from being played on radio stations in Indiana. That's not that long ago. Yeah. And yes, anybody can play Louie Louie. Didn't have any rules. Well, oh no, not Louie Louie. Had some rules. It just depended on where I was. You know, where I was, what time of day. I'm not content to be here with you. Well, that's all, go. You want me to. Good golly, Miss Molly. I still haven't got my shirt either, Lisa Hurley. I saw that earlier and it made me laugh. But it's okay. I've got more than $20 worth of, making fun of not having my shirt. Because I said, you know, oh yeah, as soon as I get my shirt, I'll wear it. I promise you guys, I'll wear it. Little Richard. Good golly, Miss Molly. The Big Bopper. Big Bopper and who was it? Big Bopper and it was Buddy Holly, the Big Bopper, and somebody else. I can't remember the third person. All died the day the music died, according to Don McLean. Oh, Patricia, I bet it was. SoCal, great place to grow up for music freedom. Jeez. I always wanted to live. I can't think of the name of it now, but it's kind of up in the mountainous areas south of, or in Southern California, but it's close to LA, and all the musicians from the '60s lived up in there. Gosh, I forget what, but I've seen so many photos and so many movies from musicians back then showing just absolutely beautiful place. And I can't think the name of it. Somebody from California knows what I'm talking about. Topanga Canyon. Exactly. The canyon. Yeah. Yeah. Just... La Bamba. What was his name? The canyons echoed with music. Awesome. I would have liked to have been I'd have liked to have been in San Francisco in the '60s too, also, you know. I mean, but I think I would have rather been in Southern California. With the Doors. I mean, come on. Richie Valens, yes. Richie Valens, la 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 bamba. Peace and Love of the '60s, yeah. Haight Ashbury. Phew. It may be a telling statement on how old I am. But I have never ever. I've heard a bunch of guitar players. I've been on the planet for a while. I've heard a bunch of guitar players. There has not been one that made it sing like Jimi Hendrix did. For such a incredibly short amount of time. And I heard one of his songs in a car commercial during the football games the other day. You know, so talk about relevant. Had such a crush on Jim Morrison. Yeah, Morrison was like one of our guitar players, incredibly shy, really stage fright to the max. Had to get right up to the line toasted in order to go out on stage, and even then would stand behind the side fill cabinets, despite being a killer player, as you heard in the tape just a little bit ago. Morrison had a bunch of stage fright too, and he also had a bottle of whiskey with him most of the time. But you talk about Ray Manzarek playing the bass lines with his feet, and then playing the melodies over the top, and Robbie Kruger, and it just, there are things like that are magic. There are things like that come together, and out of it comes magic. And there's really nothing like it. There really isn't. There's nothing like creating music. And when you're done with it and you go, man, that, all right, that was tighter than a bull's ass at fly time. I mean, everybody was at every part, all the breaks, everything's the way it's supposed to be, And when you're doing your own song, and most of the crowd doesn't have a clue what the song is, but yet likes it at the end because everything sounded to them the way it was supposed to, because those clicks, those times, those moments, there's nothing like it. There really isn't. And I think that's probably why so many rockers die from overdoses, is because they're chasing that feeling that you only get when you're on stage at your peak. And if you're at your peak, you're not all effed up, so it's a double-edged sword to many. And I'm up here rambling about rock, and none of you in chat care about any of this, so I'm just talking so you guys can keep chatting. Tony, Orlando, and Dawn. Knock 3 times on the ceiling if you want me. Twice on the pipes if the answer is no. Oh, Big Brother and the Holding Company, Janice. I was back here in Indiana doing country radio, and doing a morning show, and I was the MC for this country festival, and Faith Hill, this young, very attractive young lady, Faith Hill, came up and told me who she was, and that the song she was gonna do was "Piece of My Heart" by Janis Joplin. And I was smoking back then, and I'm smoking a cigarette, and she's smoking a cigarette, and she walks up and she said, "Okay, here's the song that I'm gonna do. It's my, it's going to be my big hit. It's my end song of my set. I got 6 songs." And I'm like, okay, because I come out as soon as those acts are done. They don't get embarrassed by not having an encore. And if the crowd does like them, they don't get an encore anyway, because you got a festival and you got to keep moving. Anyway, that's behind the scenes crap. She says, "Last song I'm going to do is 'Piece of My Heart' by Janis Joplin." And I threw my cigarette down and said, "No, you're not." And she said, "Oh yeah, it's my, it's scheduled to come out. It's gonna be my first hit." And she's all excited about it, and I was pissed. I'm sorry, but yeah. So anyway, I didn't let anybody know I was pissed, and if you really like, if you don't know the song "Piece of My Heart," please listen to the Janis Joplin version. She does it justice. Yeah. Somebody I saw that just flip through there. Yeah, she didn't screw it. She didn't make it so I would never listen to it, because I was a country disc jockey. I had to listen to that damn thing for the next 6 months. She made it a hit. She did it justice, and plus, she is not hard on the eyes. She really wasn't back then. She still ain't. She never will be. And that don't hurt, because a whole bunch of people can sing country. Just saying. Oh, Janis, yeah. Patricia, I can't play it because I'll get a copyright strike for it, and I'll have to cut it out. I'll tell you what, I'm going to keep the stream going a little bit because there's some people in here and the chat's moving along. I will play it at the end so that, I'll go back and just cut it out at the very end. Yeah, I do too. Yeah. And Bobby McGee, freedom just another word for nothing left to lose. Ain't nothing, honey, ain't nothing if it ain't free. Oh. I'm just here to feel unnecessary and friendless. You're not friendless. The Osbournes was a fantastic show. The Black Sabbath, that's for another night. Oh, no problem, Shelley. Yeah, it's, a lot of people have problems doing things like this. Oh my gosh, I can't talk and get on the mic. I've been fortunate to be in front of, at downtown Indianapolis. The biggest crowd I was ever in front of was downtown Indianapolis in 2006 at the War Memorial Plaza, and I had 35 seconds to speak in front of President Obama. He was. That's why everybody was there, and there was about 250,000 people estimated to be down there, and it was, man, it was packed. It was hotter than crap too. Anyway, Lord, won't you buy me a Mercedes Benz? My friends all have Porsches. I must make amends. I worked hard on. Sorry, I'll get a copyright strike for that. Did things get boring on Gary's Discord? Still seeking. Okay, you guys are infighting. I'm gonna let that's all. That is a situation where if you are a streamer and you see something like that happening in your chat, you say to yourself, not my monkeys, not my circus. Chat's going to handle chat. I'm just going to talk on here for a little bit. When are we doing our jam session? Lisa, I talked to Telly today actually, and I don't know if we're going to do a jam session, but we are going to have an episode here that I'm going to have musicians on, and we're going to tell stories, and we're going to talk about gear because Telly's a big gearhead, CKM's a big gearhead. We're going to have an episode And I imagine during the course of that episode, since everybody kind of plays, there might be a situation where everybody gets together, and if nothing else, we strum around on a little, EAB boogie or something. Just let the guitar players play some lead stuff. Cool. Yeah, Telly's a musician too. He's got several different guitars, I think. No, Mike D, I was not in the Western New York market at all. I was in the tri-state market, Cincinnati, the southeastern Indiana, southwestern Ohio, north central Kentucky, where all three of those meet. From Indianapolis all the way down to just across the Ohio River, maybe 20 miles across the Ohio River, a circle that way. That was the station I worked at that time. It was WIFE. 100.3 WIFE. It is your hot wife. Good morning. I'm Alan Berry. This is the morning ride. That was my morning show. He treats the employees really well. The other members, they're kind of snobby. Okay, I'm not sure who you guys are talking about. Again, let chat do chat. Yeah, Covington. Big water tower with does it say Covington, y'all? Or does it say Kentucky? It says Covington, y'all, I think, on it. Yeah, I got a face for radio too, Patricia. I've been told that a lot. The only thing about radio now is computerized, and it's corporate. One corporation owns, 300 stations, and they get one person to say, coming up next is Walking on Sunshine by Katrina and the Waves. And that same voice is in every station and every market. So one, and then the songs are just computerized and backed into each other. And there's not a whole lot of personality involved in a lot of radio anymore. Naughty Aubrey would be great on the Doofus Morning Show. I don't know who said that. It disappeared before, but credit to whoever making me laugh. WLS. I listen to WLS all the time on my little transistor AM radio. Yeah, WLS out of Chicago. Whoop Bad Jack, baby. Like the song Walking on Sunshine. I don't know. Katrina's in here. And everything in the waves. MTV was so cool when it came out, being able to see our rockers. The same drummer that I was talking about earlier, he mentioned a night after we had played and were sitting out back behind this hotel, smoking, and this woman came to the window of the car we were in, and then got on the hood of the car we were in, and it was just, if you ever saw a Whitesnake video, what happened to us that night, Whitesnake was nothing. Thanks for what I grew up listening to as a kid in Indiana. Love one another. Have you ever heard of Carl Story and the Faith Band? I've got two slow songs that I absolutely love to slow dance to, and one of them's by Eric Clapton, and the other one is by a guy that grew up about 15 miles away from me, named Carl Story, and guitar player in that band was Dave Bennett, and the bass player was Mark Cawley, and Mark Cawley now lives in Nashville. He's a songwriter friend of mine. And Dave Barnes was the drummer in that band. And the saxophone player went on to be the saxophone player for John Mellencamp, who's about 40 miles the other direction from us. But anyway, Carl Story and the Faith Band. And the song's called Dancing Shoes. And it's my favorite slow dance song of all time. I think Niles Lofgren, the who was with Elton John, I think Niles did a version of it, but the original is Carl Story and the Faith Band. And anybody, if you've never heard the song, check it out. Just Google Faith, Faith, Faith Band, and Dancing Shoes. Great slow dance song. Wonderful Tonight by Eric Clapton is my other favorite slow dance song. Not that anybody asked, but it's my show. It's pronounced coral. Okay, Robert, I'm sorry, Robert's involved in the chat. Paul Harvey? Yeah. This is Paul Harvey. And now the rest of the story. Ran into the flock of seagulls at a Holiday Inn bar. I thought about doing that with my hair, freaking Halloween. Wearing my hair like a flock of seagulls. And that's the rest of the story. I could possibly, like one of the comedy bits I used to do when I did a little bit of stand-up was have people sing heavy metal, like maybe Teddy Kennedy, Teddy Kennedy does some Ozzy Osbourne. Generals gather in black masses, witches gather for black masses. Oh Lord. Or possibly we could do Ronald Reagan. Well, welcome to the jungle, baby. We got fun and games. Mr. Gorbachev, tear down that wall. Yeah, used to do stuff like that on the radio all the time. Hit them. Wow. Carl Denison's Tiny Universe. Great band. Anybody ever listen to Captain Beefheart or Commander Cody and the Lost Planet Airmen? Sorry, getting obscure. The Muscle Shoals Sound Studio. Muscle Shoals. That's the Outlaws. That's Tucker, Elvin Bishop. Yeah. Summer, you bring meaning to French kissing. Okay, never mind. New Riders of the Purple Sage. Yeah. Yeah, you will all like you'll all like the Thursday night episode when we do it, when I have Melvis on here. Lisa, I go. Last Tuesday I had both sides cut on again. The cancer keeps coming back, and I go back Wednesday to see if there's something else we can do before drastic stuff. But I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling all right. Not feeling too good myself. Oh no, this is depressing. I'm sorry, Chody. I'm certainly not trying to be depressing, but you know. Thank you for asking, Lisa. I'm all right. I'm good. I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. Question mark in the Mysterians, 96 tears. Yeah. Cry, cry, cry. And they're coming to take me away, ha, hee, hee, ho, ho, to the funny farm where life is beautiful all the time. And the men in their little white, oh gosh, I can't remember all, but they're coming to take me away. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you. Much appreciated. Yeah. I'm trying to think. I'm flashing back. I'm going back through the Rolodex in my head. The 45s I had as a little kid, the obscure stuff I had as a little kid. Snoopy and the Red Baron, and the Revenge of the Red Baron, the follow-up record. Elmer Fudd singing like Rick James. I could do the Elmer Fudd driving in my car, turn on the radio. Cashapp, let me think of the song. I don't remember the song. Anyway, I could do Elmer Fudd doing that. Fire is the name of the song. Driving in my car, turn on the radio. Something that pull me closer. Even though I'm a liar, when we kiss, it's like fire. I don't remember all the words. Oh, Tiptoe Through the Tulips. What was it? Tiny Tim, yes. Yeah, I never got that either. Played a ukulele and he sucked. But, you know, hey. He was. Oh, yeah, I can hear it now, Jim. Thank you. She's a very kinky ghoul. The kind you won't take home to mama. Super freak. She's super freaky. Wow. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Was it laughing that made Tiny Tim famous? Oh, Mike D. I've seen just about. I don't have anybody that. My gosh, I wish I would have seen them. I don't have any. You know, as far as I was blessed, I got to see it. I got to see him do a bunch of things. Lay down and boogie and play that boogie music till you die. Till you die. Yeah, and a lot of good music too. A lot of crappy music, but you know, what are you gonna do? That's what I kind of thought, Sassy Pants. I kind of thought the Tonight Show with Johnny Carson made him famous. That's where I mean, that in my head, that's what I associated him with instead of Laughing. That's right, they got married on this show. Oh, I do too. I love that music. Yeah. I'm trying to think of the name of the band. Wild Cherry. Play that funky music, white boy. Your Commander Cody and the Lost Planet Airmen fans. Wow, that's cool. That's how I got hooked up. I'm the youngest of 5 kids, and my brother is 12 years older than I am, and my sisters are all older than he is, thus older than me. But yeah, that's how I got hooked up with a bunch of that kind of music. Johnny Carson and Tiptoe Through the Tulips. Well, did Telescope disappear? Are they all still fighting? I was going to see if he was going to go on live after this, direct everybody over there. But we'll talk for a couple more minutes here since we're Hot Rod Lincoln, yes. Yeah. And I've said it on here before, but Jim Dandy and Black Oak, Arkansas. I got so into that album when electricity came to Arkansas. Yeah. And it's amazing how some of the music of the 60s still resonates, you know, especially, there's something happening here. What it is ain't exactly clear. There's a man with a gun over there telling me I gotta beware. It's time we stopped. And what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. Battle lines being drawn. Nobody's right if everybody's wrong. Young people speaking their minds and getting so much resistance from behind. It's time we stop. Hey, what's that sound? Yeah, it still resonates. Down to seeds and stems again. Jim Dandy to the rescue. Go, Jim Dandy, go. I liked Lord Have Mercy on My Soul. Yeah. Jim Dandy to the rescue. Go, Jim Dandy. All right, I will. Let me find it here. We'll just play the YouTube version of it if I can find it. Okay, it doesn't look like anybody's on as far as live, so okay. Here we go. Let's go live from Germany. Well, because I'm not gonna. Come on. Whoa! Okay, let's fire this back up. Let's do this from the top. Take 2. Now, let's here. Whoa, whoa. Wait a minute. Yeah, we don't need that. Here we go. Why was she with him? Anyway, so there you go. Back to back. Both pieces. 2 pieces of the heart. I was not alive for Woodstock, and my generation's Woodstock was lame. Sorry about that, Katrina. I was 11 years old when Woodstock happened, so no, I was not there. However, Jimi Hendrix doing the national anthem at Woodstock is one of those chill down the spine moments. Cheech and Chong were both at Woodstock too. I would have loved to go to Woodstock, Lisa Hurley. And again, I'm going to do a thing coming up on a Thursday night. Instead of game night, I'm going to have my buddy Melvis on here, and Mel and I are going to talk about his experiences at a festival. I guess the biggest thing I ever went to, as far as like festival wise, was the first Farm Aid, when Mellencamp and Willie Nelson and Neil Young, the 3 of them got together and put the first Farm Aid together. That was a massive we talk about some fun. Got some stories about that weekend. Never forget Hendrix doing the national anthem. LePreux, your sister was at Woodstock, or your sister was at Farm Aid, the first Farm Aid? Tommy comes out to cannabis events in Michigan. Cheech is the celebrity champion of Jeopardy. Cheech Marin is actually incredibly mentally gifted. And I don't know why this just popped into my head, but Gilligan on Gilligan's Island, his first name was Willie, even though it was never used in the show. Your sister was at Woodstock? Cool. Yeah, Cheech is very smart. Yeah. All right, y'all. Going to kind of wrap it up here, 2 hour and 15-minute mark. I'll be back on tomorrow night at 10 o'clock. I'm working with trying to get an interview set up with somebody, and if I do, it may be a surprise live at an unusual time just to fit into their schedule, but somebody that we've been working with trying to get on here. We'll see what happens. Tommy's a real sweetheart and awesome person. Afro Man, whoa. We will be back. We'll do it tomorrow night, starting at 10 o'clock Eastern. Tomorrow night it is science and a little bit of faith. Much love to you, Lisa Hurley. Hey, I'm not in Discord. Lisa Hurley, I'm not on the Discord, but I've still got, it's all active. Send me a private message in Discord. That's the only thing I don't like about YouTube chat and stuff. You can't private message people. Please. Have a great evening, Mike D. Thank you for being here. Afro Man in Boston, George. Thank you, Macaulay. Thank you, loves. Thank you. Hit the subscribe, hit the like, hit the share, hit the notification, and greatly appreciate all of you watching. If you're watching on, if you're watching on the rerun, or if you've been watching live, thank you all. Greatly appreciate it. Soul Neil Young and Crazy Horse. Night, Lori. Guy Bassett, thank you for being here. Sassy, my biggest party story is probably Eddie Money. Well, I don't know, Stevie. Stevie Nicks might, yeah, Stevie's probably the longest one, but the most outlandish, I don't know. I've got some outlandish stuff. All right, thank you all for being here. We'll be back tomorrow night, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we'll be back Wednesday and Thursday as well. Tomorrow night, Science and Faith, and Wednesday we'll have GA and Cunning Stunt on, as we do on Wednesdays, to report on everything and have some fun. And then Thursday, I think we're going to do game night this Thursday. Ohana Sissy, thank you for being here. Thank you for all you do. Sassy, thank you for being here. Loves Wood Heat, thank you. Spoon, thank you all. Much love. Namaste. Shalom, shalom. Assalamu alaikum. Blessings be upon you in the name of the Most High, from His Son Christ Jesus, with the power of the Holy Spirit, and love. Positive vibrations. Peace. It's a dark world. We should all try to be a light. The world needs more light. Thank you for being a light. I love y'all. See you tomorrow night.